Movie review number 1209 is The War of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. The War of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, Rohirrim. The War of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim is a 2024 movie directed by Kenji Kamiyama. KenjikamiYama. So this is from New Line Seminar, Warner Bros. Animation, and Domain Entertainment. So I saw this movie on December 28th, 2024 at AMC Newport on the Levee 20 in Newport, Kentucky. So, this is an animated film that takes place 183 years before the Lord of the Rings trilogy that you have probably known and loved: The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, The Return of the King, the trilogy of films that were directed by Peter Jackson, along with the Hobbit trilogy. Oh, and by the way, Peter Jackson is one of the executive producers on this new film. So 183 years before the Lord of the Rings trilogy, this movie tells the fate of the House of Helm Hammerhand, the legendary king of Rohan. A sudden attack by Wolf, who was a clever and ruthless lord of Rohan with dubious ancestry, having many ties to Dunran, he seeks vengeance for the death of his father, who forces Helm and his people to make a daring last stand in the ancient stronghold of the Hornburg, a mighty fortress that will later come to be known as Helm's Deep. Finding herself in an increasingly desperate situation, Hela, who is the daughter of Helm, must summon the will to lead the resistance against a deadly enemy who is intent on their total destruction. So, I will say that this movie features characters that I probably have never heard before. Or maybe they were only discussed a little bit in the trilogy, but never exactly thought of too much. But I will say that this animated movie does have links to some characters that you probably know in the trilogy of films. So in this movie, we see Brian Cox voicing Helm Hammerhand. He is the hot-tempered king of Rohan who attempts to protect his people. And in the movie, and I'll say this because it's in the trailer, Helm Hammerhand engages in a fistfight against Wolf's father, and he unintentionally kills Wolf's father. And because of this, Wolf seeks vengeance against him and his people. And in the movie, we see Gayla Wise voicing Hera. She is the tomboyish daughter of Helm who helps defend her people. Ruth Pasquarino voices Wolf. He is the ruthless leader of the Dunrenderings, who seeks revenge against Rohan for the death of his father. Wolf is just a human, rather some of the other evil wizards or dark lords that you would see in the Wars of the Rings or the Hobbit trilogy films. Morena Otto voices Alien, Eowyn. She is a future shield maiden of Rohan who narrates the film, and she is probably one of the few people to reprise her role from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Only this time she is voicing the character of Alien rather than playing her on live action. And then we also see Maureen Ashbourne as Orion, Yastin Crawford and Benjamin Wainwright as Helm's sons, Hama and Halif, Lawrence Urban Williams as Farrah Henderson, who is Helm's nephew. Sean Dewey portrays Wolf's father, Freta. Michael Reiderman portrays General Todd. Jude Akuwudike, Akuwudike, as Ward Vaughn. Baria Hasna portrays Reeve. Janine Dorsey portrays an old pennycook. And then we also see many other actresses in this movie. And let's just say that, without spoiling anything, there was another actor who you probably known before being in the War of the Ring trilogy films, who voices the same character in this movie. All I will say is you won't see this character until like very close to the end. That's all I'm gonna say. So I really enjoyed seeing the War of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogies, and I really enjoyed seeing this movie as well. Even though this story I wasn't exactly familiar with, unlike the previous films, I really did enjoy this, and I really, really enjoyed the animation style that was developed in this movie. I really applaud the animators for animating this movie. They really did a good job. Now, this is a PG-13 film, just like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films. But this is animated. But still, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Now, unfortunately, it has not done good at the box office, so the chances of whether there could be another animated film, that could be determined. However, this will not be the end of the Lord of the Rings franchise, as they have announced two new live action films, including The Hunt for Gollum coming in 2026, which I'm definitely excited about. And one of the things I like in this animated film, the protagonist is Hela, who is the daughter of Helm Hammerhand. She is a rider, probably one of the fastest riders that you will see in this movie, but yet she doesn't have a lot of battle experience. But let's just say that she becomes the hero that her people will need later on in the movie, as she's trying to help protect her people from Wolf and his army. But the question is, can she do this? And if so, maybe she might need some help. With her friends and family by her side, she is ready. She will be ready to protect her people at all costs, because Wolf is definitely on the verge of wanting vengeance for his father, and he will go so far to not only take the throne, but to also kill several of Hera's family along the way. I won't say what happens, but I really like the action sequences in this movie, along with the animation in this movie. It is really a good movie. I definitely recommend it. And it's definitely not as long as the Lord of the Rings films or even the Hobbit films. Out of the seven films, this is actually the shortest. But it's still pretty long for an animation movie, I would say. But yeah, this was pretty good. I definitely recommend it. And it is really nice to have another film in the Lord of the Rings, or I mean Middle Earth saga, ever since 2014's The Hobbit 3, the Battle of the Five Armies. And it'd be very interesting to see what Warner Bros. Does with the upcoming Lord of the Rings live action movies, including The Hunt for Gollum. So that'd be cool to see. But I thought this was a pretty good movie. So that's my movie review of The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Warham. Please and truth in this movie review. Alright, goodbye.